flight termination system has been armed.
Dragon, SpaceX, go for launch.
Wow, we're going.
Go for launch!
Yes.
SpaceX Dragon, let's go for launch. Let's light this candle.
Safe.
That's what Alan Shepard said.
How many astronauts? 3? 2? Just 2?
30 seconds.
Dalawa lang sila?
Dalawa lang, Daddy.
Wow. It's 2 men.
Stage 1 tanks pressing for flight.
T-minus 15 seconds.
10,
10, 9,
9,
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Whoa! Whoa! Go, please!
Wow. Nice.
Wow!
Finally.
Be safe!
20 seconds into flight, stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
Wow, that's so fast.
Holy cow.
That's fast.
I wonder how that's probably like really
mission. Flying crew on board Dragon and Falcon 9 and look at them go.
Look at the speed, 600 miles per hour. That's so fast.
Wow.
That's fast.
M1D throttle down. We're throttling down to get ready for the period of maximum dynamic pressure. We're in the throttle locker.
900 miles per
All systems
hour.
go.
Wow.
900 miles an
1,000
hour.
miles per hour.
Wow.
Vehicle is supersonic.
Feel the shockwaves.
We've exceeded
You can
Mach 1
sense
on
the
the Falcon
speed.
9.
Please be safe. I wonder if we can see it here.
And we heard that one Bravo call out. That's just the second abort zone that they're in. They'll continue to be on this until the first stage has done its job and they switch over to the
Look at
second.
that,
At this
oil
point,
power.
Bob and Doug pulling about 2.3
2,000.
Gs, 2.3 times the Earth's gravity.
Where do you see it?
Already moving at over 1,500 miles per hour.
We've heard the call out for MVAC engine chill. That's getting the FVAC engine ready to
Grabe,
light. That's
oh.
coming about 244
3,000.
into flight.
Wow,
Right now,
that's
everything
so fast.
continuing to
Look
look
at
good.
the, ano, Daddy,
Next
oh.
major event
Yung,
coming up.
yung fire.
Yeah.
Yung,
We'll have main engine cutoff of the 9 first
oh,
stage
magka-cut
engines.
off.
Mag-separate na yan. Yung separation, there's
And
gonna
then
be separation.
ignition of the second stage engine to continue to carry astronauts into orbit.
Wow.
Coming up in about 20 seconds.
Look at that thing.
M1D throttle down. We're throttling down the Merlin engines on the first stage. And we have Miko. Falcon stage separation.
Oh, they're gone. Nag-separate na.
Separation. Separate na eh.
Second stage looks good. There's your first live picture of an astronaut on his way to space.
They're already in the space?
Second stage being
Oh,
powered.
woohoo.
Single Merlin 1D vacuum engine has ignited and is now carrying Bob and Doug
They're
into
already in
orbit.
space.
So they're going to continue under the power of this second stage,
Propulsion is nominal.
which will cut off at SECO, or second engine cut off at about 8 minutes and 44 seconds into today's flight. So a little over 5 minutes to go still on this second stage. You heard the call out to Alpha, so they're now in the longest abort zone that carries them all the way from about North Carolina up the eastern seaboard, almost to Canada.
Wow.
Things looking
Nasa
good though, getting good
nasa
call outs,
the
nominal
one on the East Coast, yeah, they can see
on
the-
that second stage.
You can see the
They're
shuttle.
continuing to make their way into orbit.
And on the left, that's their view. You are looking out their eyes. at their
Wow.
touchscreens.
Dragon
Their
SpaceX
windows
nominal
visible.
trajectory. Acquisition signal Bermuda.
SpaceX Dragon, nominal trajectory.
All right, here in nominal trajectories, the Dragon pointed in the right direction, continuing to make their flight uphill. heard acquisition of signal. Bermuda, that's one of the other ground stations that they're using to get telemetry and data back from this spacecraft.
Stage 2 propulsion is still nominal.
The second stage keeps firing until 8 minutes and 43 seconds in. So that's just about 4 more minutes on the second stage. We are not seeing the first stage at this point coming in for a landing, but we assume that things are normal with it.
A little over 4 minutes, 40 seconds into the flight. Bob and Doug flying at more than 5,600 miles per hour.
Nominal trajectory.
Already almost 200 miles downrange from the Kennedy Space Center. Nominal trajectory continuing.
And on your right is the view from the first stage, which is coming back for a landing. And if you were with us a little while ago and heard me talk about the tennis rackets, there they are. It looks so your camera is mounted on the very tippy top of the first stage, looking downward. And
Yeah, it's gonna go back.
Which
Really? We're gonna go back
control
already?
the flight of the first stage as it comes back.
It's the first stage. It's gonna go back to...
At this point, it is coasting back to Earth and guided by itself, with no one in control, guided by itself by those grid fins, which look like tennis rackets, as it comes in for a landing. Meanwhile, on the left, Hurley and Bacon looking serene, looking
Are they looking at the
no
moon?
problem at all, well on their way.
I don't know.
Oh, that's Earth.
Yeah, they must start controlling.
But they're supposed to be heading somewhere. I think International Space Station.
Still on second stage, and that's that MVAC engine on second stage on your left screen. Again, on your right screen is that first stage booster coming back towards our drone ship. Of course, I Still Love You. We're about a minute away from entry burn.
That entry burn is one of the very brief times they fire the engines on the first stage to help it land.
That's going to continue to burn until 8 minutes and 44 seconds into flight. So a little over 2 minutes from now, we'll hear the call out SECO. It'll then be a little
propulsion is still good.
A little over 3 minutes until Dragon physically separates from the second stage of the Falcon 9 after the upper stage gets a chance.
Nominal trajectory.
Dragon copies, nominal trajectory.
Continuing to check in with Bob and Doug as they are on a nominal trajectory. Just about 10 seconds away from that first stage, starting that entry burn on your right screen. We should be able to see that view live.
Stage 1 entry burn started.
Oh yeah, oh you could see yung
And there
burn.
is that entry burn.
Entry burn. Wow.
This burn lasts about 36 seconds long.
Is it yesterday?
Stage 2 FTS.
Going back to Earth's atmosphere, yeah.
I mean,
Yung entry burn. Makikita mo talaga, oh.
the second one.
Yun o, yun nandun sa left.
1 minute now till second stage.
Bumabalik na sa Earth atmosphere.
Ay,
Yung may fire.
yung part ng ano yan, yung shuttle.
Yung first stage.
Yung first separation.
Bumabalik na siya.
For that stage 1
So,
landing.
sa inyo lalapakan, no?
Shortly after.
Malamang. Hindi ko alam kung self-directed yan or yung nare-remote. Kasi wala nang ano yan eh. Wala nang nagko-control na tao, diba?
On Dragon. Right now you can see the displays that they are seeing right now themselves.
And back to all stuff.
Just a few more seconds for the second
We
stage.
are coming up 25 seconds or so away from SECO, or second engine cutoff.
This is also the point where Bob and Doug are experiencing their highest G-force. We're seeing the counter tick up to right about 1.8.
Copy Shannon.
You heard Shannon, so that just means they're in their final abort zones. If they were to abort at this point, it would either be an abort to orbit or to land off the coast of Ireland. Standing by for second
Stage 1 landing
cutoff
starts.
confirmation.
And back thermal set. And back shut down.
Wow.
Stage 1 landing light.
Confirmation of SECO second engine cutoff.
Now we are waiting for our first stage to make its way to our drone ship. Of course, I still love you.
It's still gonna be in the ocean.
Yeah.
Launch confirmation is nominal orbital insertion.
Nominal orbital insertion.
What you're seeing on your screen is a live view of our drone ship, where our first stage will be coming down. Looks like we also have live view.
He's also seen that. I
I
don't know. I don't know, baby.
Falcon 9 first stage.
Oh, it came back already,
On
wow.
your screen,
Wow.
Falcon 9 has landed.
It's there already,
This is
oh.
the first Falcon 9 to carry humans to orbit, so very exciting for us. And as you can see on your right screen, Bob and Doug are still making their way to their
Well, you saw the fist bump there. You saw the two astronauts bump their fists. They made it. SpaceX has done it. Hurley and Bacon have done it. Space flight has been restored to the Kennedy Space Center and the Space Coast of Florida. And SpaceX has become the first private company to launch people safely into space. The second stage separation is still coming up. We've got a zero-G indicator floating around. Bob Bacon and Doug Hurley are in weightlessness right now, just
Wow,
waiting to
they're in the
separate from
weightless
the second
gravity.
stage and be considered ready to pretty much run down and chase after the International Space Station.
condition before we separate.
That's right, the upper stage does small attitude maneuver using cold gas thrusters built into the rocket body itself.
Exactly. So we do expect that separation to occur in about a minute from now, but they do wait until they have full confirmation that it is ready to separate. Such cool views. I cannot get over this view that we're seeing right now.
That's
Bob
Earth.
and Doug on the right screen inside of Crew Dragon out in space.
Yeah, already 200 kilometers over planet Earth, or a little over 124 miles, traveling in excess of 2,700 meters, 27,000 meters per second, or about 16,000 miles per hour.
Right around 20 seconds until separation now.
Again, we're just standing by. That separation event should be coming up shortly. Then they'll begin a series of checks on the Draco thrusters that are going to be used to maneuver and then power Dragon on its flight to the International Space Station. Standing by for separation.
Expected loss of signal or loss?
It sounds like we had an expected LOS loss of signal with one of the ground stations.
There it is.
Waiting for
There you
confirmation.
go.
Separating.
Wow, look, oh,
You're
look at the
looking
view.
up from the second stage. You are looking upward as Dragon flies off into space. There goes the Dragon. There
they call it
goes
Dragon.
into orbit, about to go over that horizon of the Earth right there ahead of you. The Dragon is flying free with 2 American astronauts on board. The first astronauts to launch from the Kennedy Space Center in 9 years, and the first ever to launch on a privately owned spaceship.
Dragon, Chief Engineer on Dragon to ground. Bob, Doug, on behalf of the entire launch team, thanks for flying with Falcon 9 today. We hope you enjoyed the ride and wish you a great mission.
Thanks, Bala. Congratulations to you and the F9 team for the first human ride for Falcon 9. And it was incredible. Appreciate all the hard work and thanks for the great ride to space.
Copy all.
I'd like to be proud of you guys and the rest of the team. Thank you so much for what you've done for us today, putting America back into low Earth orbit from the Florida coast.
Copy all.
Bless you.
Godspeed.
So it's about an 18.5-hour ride to the International Space Station from here. Everything seems to be working perfectly. We've heard no chatter about anything that they're worried about at all. They're safely in orbit. The first stage has already landed. And a new era has begun.
We have confirmation the nose cone is deployed. So again, that nose cone is going to open up a little bit more than 90 degrees, goes up to about, I think, 105 degrees, and that's going to expose the actual docking ring and the hatch that they're going to be going through once they